Success is not the key. Success is not the key to happiness. Happiness is the key to success. When you love what you are doing, then you are successful. Very good morning, my dear students. My name is Kumar Garu. I welcome you all today. I hope you all are quite well at your home as well as you have done your work. Yesterday, I have taught you about the verb. As you know, as I taught you verb, the kinds of verb and what is verb. Now, I am going to discuss today what is the left part of that. I told you transitive verb, intransitive verb, detransitive verb, and today I am going to discuss about linking verb, auxiliary verb as well as phrasal verb. So today I am going to discuss about the verb. Do you know about that? Kinds of verb. So look at this kinds of verb. We are talking about kinds of verb. As we know about that, what we are doing, action is called, action is done by subject, that will be verb, and kinds of verb we have already discussed about that. But fourth kinds of verb I am talking about today, that is linking verb. Now student, we have to try to know about that. What is linking verb? Do you know? When there is a sentence, and in that sentence there is some helping verb, you always see that there are some helping verb, but we have to see that some helping verbs sometimes in the sentence they are just recognized as linking verb. So do you know about the linking verb? Each, am, are, was, were, you will be, shall will be, has, have, and had. I am talking about these kind of verb. When you talk about the each, am, are, was, were, will be, shall be, has, have, had. Suppose this time I am talking about he is reading. Reading is a verb. Reading is a main verb, and this is a helping verb. This time this is will be helping verb. But I am talking about linking verb. When this is will be linking verb. When this is will be linking verb. When we talk about he is a student. He is a student. So I am talking about this time. Here student is not main verb. Student is not main verb. He is complement. He is complement. As I told you in the starting, what is complement and what is object. So now I am going to write here, this is linking verb. So this time when there is complement in the sentence, and before that there's each, am, are, was, were, will be, shall be, has, have, had. These kinds of verb will be called linking verb. So students, you have to also make this kind of example, but you have to care only one thing. When there is am, are, was, were, there is am, are, was, were, will be, shall be, has, have, had. That time, if in the sentence, if there is any main verb, that time it will be called, this will be called helping verb. So you have to make this kind of example. Whenever you see, you can say that structure of this will be subject, verb to be, you can say that linking verb plus complement. This kind of structure will be followed in to make any sentence. You can make that with the help of, suppose, you have a pen. Here I am talking about you have a pen. You have a pen. So pen is complement. Pen is complement. Okay. I am talking about this have. Now if there is complement, so this have will be called linking verb. I hope you are understanding that. Things are clear to you. Very good. Now you have to make more example of this. You can also make that. Suppose you are talking about he will be a doctor. He will be a doctor. I am talking about he will be a doctor. Doctor is not main verb. It is called complement. As you know, what is complement? Complement is just a noun. You can make extra word in the sentence, or you can say that noun in the sentence will be called complement. It may be adverb also. You know, it may be adverb also. So here will be, you have to say that it is linking verb. So in this way you have to also make that with these are kinds of verb will be called linking verb when in the sentence before after it will be complement, then it is called linking verb. I hope you have understood about that. Note down, just note down about it. Okay students, I hope you have done it. In this way you have to make the linking verb and identify what is linking verb. So now we have to move the next part of this. It will be auxiliary. It is very important. When we talk about auxiliary verb, it is very important to know, because with the help of these verbs you can make a lot of example. You have to also study in the tense. All structure of the tense will be depend on these verbs. So we can say that auxiliary verb is also called helping verb. What is this? Helping verb. You can say that it is also known as helping verb. You can say that it is also ordinary verb and it's called auxiliary verb. So you can divide it into two parts. First, primary principal, you can say that verb. You can also say that modals. Okay. You can also say that auxiliary 24, because when we talk about the number of auxiliaries, it will be 24. In primary, I am talking about each, am, are, was, were, will, shall, has, have, had, did, do, does. In this way, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. These 13 verbs are called primary verb. Now I am going to talk about modals. First you have to study it. Each am, are, was, were. Whenever you study the tense, present tense, in the present tense you will use in present continuous each am, are. When they are present continuous tense, it will be called each am, are. But when there is past continuous, it will be was, were. In future indefinite, shall, will, shall. In present perfect, has, have. Past perfect, had. You have to use it in the past indefinite tense when there is negative sentence, and it is in present indefinite when there is negative or interrogative. So in this way you have to make it with the help of structures, and then you can make. I am going to give you some example. Suppose I am making I am doing my work. I am doing my work. I am doing my work. Doing is a main verb, and before it, it is a am. It is not linking verb. It is called helping verb. And helping verb is called also known as auxiliary verb. In auxiliary verb, we have two types, primary and modals. So this is the part of primary verb. In this way, you can say that this am is called helping verb. Okay, that's clear. Very good. Now note down it. You have to also make proper examples with the help of all these kinds of verb. Okay, just note down in your copy, and after that you have to make your. I hope you have done. I am going to give you some more example of this. I am talking about primary verb. In primary verb, some more example you can write. I don't play at school. Okay, I don't play at school. You can say that in the school. Okay, write it at school. You did not write anything. Look at this, did not, don't means do, and did I'm talking about. When there is negative in the present indefinite tense, you can say that don't with I, a plural subject, and when there is negative in past indefinite tense with all subject, you can use did not. So in this way, when you study tense, you will study about it one by one. I hope you have done it in your previous classes. I just have taught you. Okay, and you have to understand very well. So with the help of some more examples, you can make more example of that. I have watched this movie. Look at this kind of verb here will be called, it will be called primary verb, auxiliary verb. You can say that helping verb. So in this way you have to make more example with the help of your own ideas as well as your exercise. Okay students, I hope you are understanding very well. note down these three kinds of examples with related to helping verb, auxiliary verb, you can say that. Now I am going to tell you about the modals. What are the modals? Look at this. It is the second type of auxiliary verb. Very important to know. Whenever you study any book, whenever you read any book, suppose of any English book, you always see some kind of modals there. You have to find out there what are the modals. Can, could, may, might, must, should, ought to, need, dare, used to, would. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. These 11 as well as that those 13 will be called 24. As I told you in the starting, auxiliary are called 24. Auxiliary 24. Now I am talking about modals only. These are 11. So we have to study one by one. Can, may, could, might, must, should, ought to, need, dare, used to, and would. You have to also make your own example, but you have to just read any book and find out the sentences, what the sentences is saying, what sentences has any kind of expression with the help of these kind of modals. Just you have to make. Suppose I am talking about can. Can refers to ability or capacity. You know, ability or capacity. I can say that I can beat you. I can beat you. It's my capacity or ability. You can say that. Definitely you can say that. Here can is showing that capacity. But I am saying that I can solve this sum. I can solve this sum. This can is refers to ability. So this time it is showing that ability and here capacity. In this way you can say that capacity as well as ability, when this word is showing, that is called can. That is can. And the could will be past of this. You can use this could while speaking any formal language, you know, in informal language. Suppose I am talking about could you speak English? Could you speak English? Could I go to there? So in this way we have to use could. So could is the past of can, but can, when we talk about can, it has two kind of, suppose ability and capacity. So in this way you have to make more example of this, and whenever you read any book you have to just make your own ideas. The sentence in the book is saying what? Capacity or ability. I hope you understood it very well and you are getting my point. Just note down it, and in this way you have to make a lot. It will be your homework. You have to make one by one the example of that. Okay, very good. That's note down it. I hope you have done it. One by one, I'm going to tell you about it. Okay. Now, can, could is over. Now, I'm talking about may. May refers to possibilities. Possibilities, respect, you know. When we talk about, you always say, may I come in, sir? May I come in, sir? Suppose I'm taking this example, may I come in, sir? Okay. May I come in, sir? You always say this kind of sentence in the school. So I'm talking about this may is refers to what? This is showing that respect. You always say, may I read? May I read? This is respect. You know, you are just getting permission. You can also say that there is permission. And then when we talk about possibilities, we can say that it may be rain today. It may be rain today. Here is the possibilities. What? Possibilities. Okay. Whenever in the sentence may refers to possibilities, it will be refers to possibilities, as well as whenever there is respect, it will be respect or permission. Okay, in this way we have to make it more example of this. And you can also say that the might will be the past of may. You have to just get overview of that, and after that you have to make more example with the help of your own sense, while reading any book, while studying anywhere, while thinking any ideas, or while doing any work. Just you have to make it. Okay, note down it. I hope you have done it. If you are not able to write very fast, you can take the screenshot of that. Okay. Now I'm talking about must, should, and ought to. Suppose should. I should go. When you are talking generally, you should go. I should go. I should play. Okay. When there is. If I am talking about the Hindi meaning of this, चाहिए. Okay. You can say that I should go. When you talk, when you say generally, there is no any pressure, there is no any need. Only you are saying just formality you are doing. Just I should go. Then it is called, it is should. Use of should. But when you are saying must, it is also चाहिए. But there is need. You must go there. You can say that I must prepare for the examination. You know, I must prepare for the examination, because the preparation of examination is very necessary. That's why I'm not doing here, I'm not using here should, I'm using here must. Must is important. Must is used to show that work is very important. Work is very important. And now I'm talking about ought to. When there is any rule, when there is any rule, you have to follow any rules, you have to obey your parents, then you can say that I ought to obey my parent. You can say the teacher. I ought to obey my teacher. Means you are saying just you have to obey. Here is some respect you have to show with following the rules or with following the permission order of your teacher. Okay, you can also say that you ought to follow the rules of the road. Here you can also write must, but ought to refers to follow any rules or obey any order of your teachers, of your elders, of your parents, of anyone. So in this way you can use this. Should means chahiye, must means chahiye, and ought to is also chahiye. Clear? I hope you are understanding all this. Now you have to make yourself and need, dear, used to, would. I'm talking about it. You have to just make your own notes, and with the help of some this verb you have to make more example. These are the verbs will be your homework. Okay, if there is any problem you can ask. Now I'm going to the next part, that will be last part of verb. Just note down it. I hope you have done it. Phrasal verb. I am talking about phrasal verb. Do you know, student, what is phrasal verb? When we talk about phrasal verb, what is it? Suppose when there is any verb and we are adding here plus preposition. Suppose I am here writing look plus after. It is called look after. Look, the meaning of look is different, and after it is preposition, but when we are adding both, now the meaning will be look after. In Hindi I am saying to you, look means देखना, after means बाद. Now I am saying that look after means take care. Look after means take care. If you want to know about that in Hindi, it means देखभाल करना. So in this way, when there is any verb including any preposition and the meaning will be after including will be different, that is called phrasal verb in the sentence. Clear? You can make more example of it. Suppose you can say that put plus on, it will be put on. Okay, in this way you can make more. Take plus off, it will be take off. So this kind of verb, when any verb, any main verb will be with any preposition, the meaning will be changed, and that time it is called phrasal verb. Easily you can make it and identify it in the sentence. Whenever you read any sentence, you will find out if there is this kind of verb, you can say that this is not only main verb, this is called phrasal verb. Clear? You have to just note down it, and the homework of this you have to make at least 100 phrasal verb. You have to note down 100 phrasal verb. You have to note down in your copy. Clear? Just note down it. It will be your homework as well as I have given you in modals. You have to just make your. Okay. I hope you understood it very well and you have done it. Now I am going to end of this session today. So students, I hope you have got all the things very well and you enjoyed this session today. Tomorrow we will see. Okay, and tomorrow is Sunday. I'll see you on Monday. In this way I am going to end this session. I hope you understood very well and thank you very much. Have a nice day.